Have you ever wondered why some people are earning less but can still do what they want, such as buying brand new stuff and traveling? It may be impossible for you to think that a person earning less than $5,000 a month is actually financially free. If you're making more than $100,000 annually, you can absolutely do this too. Hey folks, this is Capital Finance. This is an exciting topic as we will discuss the best ways to manage your expenses and save money. Let's use our friend Warren Buffett as an example again. Did you know that when he was 50, he wasn't even a billionaire? When he was 30, he made his first million. And it was only at the age of 56 that he achieved his billion-dollar milestone. Then, how did he become one of the world's wealthiest people? The answer is as straightforward as it gets. The majority of his earnings came after he turned 60. Before we begin with number 1, do like this video and comment below with your unique personal money saving tips. Number 1. Move to a different city. When you're a teen or an adult, all you want is to live in a big metropolis. You meet a variety of people and go to various locations while keeping up with the pace of life. It's important to take advantage of your youth and have fun, right? Because of this, even if you make twice as much money as you did before, you won't be able to afford a downtown lifestyle. Rent alone is likely to gobble up a significant portion of your income. Moving to a cheaper city or the countryside might help you save a considerable amount of money. Although it may be difficult for some people since they are required to be present in the office every day, we are given an excellent chance right now. If you can complete your work online, your employer will be more than pleased to allow you to do so. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule, such as medical professionals and salespeople. You may, however, take advantage of the global push towards digitalization by doing something on the internet now. Just imagine how much money you might save if you invested half of what you currently spend. Number 2. Cars would drain your pockets dry. An automobile is the most wasteful mode of transportation since it spends 90% of its time idling and doing absolutely nothing. Most people will only utilize their automobile 20% to 30% of the time, even if they travel often. But even if you don't drive regularly, you still have to pay for insurance, and you might have to change your tires during the summer. In addition to paying for gas and maintenance, owning a car comes with other costs, such as parking fees. An automobile may appear cost-effective at first look, but the numbers reveal otherwise. And if you drive a car, you're probably in an agreement with what I'm saying. It costs money, but it also requires a significant amount of time to maintain, which is another source of frustration. Of course, if you live in the countryside, your children must be driven to and from school. If that's the case, buying a car could be the best choice. Usually, though, it just drains your pocket dry. Number 3. Eat meals at home. A lot of individuals have avoided dining out since the beginning of the pandemic. They are now doing their best to prepare meals at home instead. And trust them when they say that they have saved a lot as a result of this. You can make wonderful, nutritious meals at home for a fraction of the price. You may not enjoy the process of making food at home, but once you get the hang of it and practice for a while, it becomes a breeze, and you can whip up dinners faster than they can be brought to your door. One of the nicest things that came out of this pandemic was that many people realized how much money they could save by making their own meals. Number 4. Practice the 7-day rule. There are several reasons why we convince ourselves that an expensive purchase is a good idea, and these reasons differ widely. There is nothing wrong with your vehicle, however, it isn't up to date. You have the option of buying a new Tesla because you want it, so you begin persuading yourself how this new Tesla will improve your quality of life. Your friends are going to be impressed with you, and they will want to do the same. As a result, more people will take notice of you, but then When you get that Tesla, you get that release of dopamine and realize that you didn't have to spend that much money. So, consider using the 7-day rule when making your next impulse purchase. Wait at least 7 days before buying anything pricey, whether a smartphone, a vehicle, or a computer. If, after that, you still believe that it is a worthwhile investment, you should consider making the purchase. Number 5. Practice the concept of delayed gratification. Everyday life is less predictable for children growing up in low-income households. Nice meals may or may not be available one day. There's no telling when your parents will buy you another tub of ice cream, so you should consume it immediately if you have one in the fridge. It's impossible to believe them if they say they'll receive more next week because they've broken such promises in the past because of budgetary constraints. As a result, you develop a preference for receiving a small incentives right away rather than waiting for larger ones. Payday is an opportunity to splurge on new clothing and restaurants or spend extra time with your friends. In the short term, you'll feel better, but you won't be able to save enough to attain financial freedom and will continue to work 9 to 5 until the end of your life. Saving money is all about learning to put off satisfaction for as long as possible, and it's because of this that Warren Buffett is so wealthy. Even though he was 30 when he made his first $1 million, Buffett didn't purchase a new car or start taking lavish vacations. Instead, he continued to live simply and invested the rest of his money. And over time, his wealth grew so big thanks to the magic of compound interest. That does not imply that you should continue to live on a tight budget for the rest of your life. Achieving financial independence requires substantial financial planning and saving, which can be challenging to execute regularly. Perhaps you should set aside 20% of your salary to build up a large enough investment portfolio that will provide a sufficient amount of passive income. Number 6. Keep track of your income and expenses. It's strange how some individuals desire to save money yet don't know how they spend their money. Most individuals budget as follows. I set aside 30 to 40% of my monthly income for my apartment, and I plan to spend the remainder over time as I get my finances in order. You may wonder how you spend all of your income at the end of the month. When you know where your money is going, you'll be able to save a lot of money in the long run. At the very least, you should have a general understanding of it. Keep track of your spending by creating a budget for everything from meals to transportation. Then, revisit it at the end of the month or every week to ensure you are sticking to the plan. Number 7. Set up a specific savings goal. Even if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in money, denying yourself the pleasures you can afford is difficult. Most individuals don't know why they want to save money, and that's a problem. Are you interested in becoming a millionaire? Interested in being financially self-sufficient? Do you plan to retire comfortably? Everyone isn't interested in living a modest lifestyle for the rest of their lives in order to be on the billionaire list when they're almost 100. Let's imagine you've decided to spend your golden years on a tropical island in the South Pacific. Even with a passive income of just $12,000 a year, you can do this. Keep in mind that money is a resource that should be used to better our own quality of life. If you are unhappy, having a large sum of money has no meaning. Keep in mind that you can only save so much money. You reach a point when you can't go any farther because you have to pay rent and put food on the table, among other things. Since there are no restrictions on how much money you may make, the optimal technique is to put more effort into increasing your earnings. As always, thanks for staying up to the end. Show some love and subscribe to Capital Finance, and hit the notification bell to get updated on our latest uploads. Till next time.